But eventually something's going to be is going to happen worse than this. And you know, are there people that have contacted me and said I've smoked K2 and I'm fine? Yeah, sure. But you know, this is again an unregulated product that there may be some very many bad batches around the area or the country. But this is not just a local phenomenon. This is not like somebody here in this area. We're getting cases around the entire country at this point. And you know, the reason it's not really known to many people is it's just beginning. I mean, I picked this up because I sit at my computer, whether it be a holiday, a Sunday, or a Saturday, or late at night, and I review the cases to make sure that my nurses and pharmacists are doing the right thing, giving the right advice. I started noticing these cases. Then my staff would say, hey, I got another K2 case tonight, I got 2 more. And then all of a sudden it's been, you know, known around the country and people are starting to identify cases of it. So we're on the cutting edge of this. I mean, this is the beginning of a trend in something that has certainly been in Europe for a long time, but is just starting to make its rounds around this area.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Doctor, are we going to, it seems like in the last 3 or 4 days, I mean, there's just more coming out every day about this. Are we going to know significantly more a week from now or 3 weeks from now?
No, you know, CSI has done a disservice to forensic toxicology. I mean, I'm the director of the Division of Toxicology at St. Louis University, and one of my faculty members is a PhD toxicologist. He's the director of the St. Louis University Forensic Toxicology Lab. He has inspected FBI labs for quality assurance. He's a pretty bright guy, Dr. Long. It would take him probably weeks to fully analyze this stuff. I've been contacting the CDC and the DEA for over several weeks now. No one has a specific analysis done yet. We're looking for patients. I mentioned earlier that some of these compounds were developed in Germany. Well, just last year, 2 German scientists did a personal bioassay. They smoked some of this stuff, took their own urine, and analyzed it. There were a whole host of compounds, including other herbs, herbal substances that come out of certain herbs, like clove oil and, cinnamon and those kind of things can give these compounds. Again, dose determines toxicity. Anything is toxic. If I take water, if I drank 3 gallons of water right now, I would intoxicate myself with it. I would get a low sodium and I would seize and probably die. So anything in this world is toxic. But people don't package things to say, you should go out and drink 3 gallons of water or 4 gallons of water. This stuff is packaged, in my opinion, for a purpose. And it seems like a understandable purpose to make a legal, there's a trend in this country for legal highs. So you don't, but kids have been abusing inhalants too. The problem is, I'm not going to the store and buying a can of air freshener at $40 a can, and then I'm buying it because it's labeled in a way, or I'm supposed to use it as a recreational drug. I'm supposed to use it as an air freshener, but kids will find ways to abuse it.
Well, I guess what I'm getting at is, what I think I hear you saying, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is that there is sufficient information available now that this is a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of, is it of children or is it of everyone?
I can only go by what we're seeing for symptoms. These are dangerous symptoms. Now, whether one packet of K2 has this much JWH-018 or another packet has this much, the problem is that it is a compound that is being used in an inappropriate manner that potentially is causing harm. And it is already causing harm. It's causing people to have intense hallucinations, other symptoms, fast heartbeat. Again, because of the modern medicine, we can abate those symptoms. But if you let somebody sit there with a heart rate of 150 and a blood pressure of 160 too long, or they have a weakened blood vessel in their brain or in their cardiovascular system, someone's going to have a problem with it. I think we have enough sufficient clinical observation to make a statement that this is a potentially dangerous product that is not regulated, is being used in an inappropriate manner. Dr. Huffman himself told me he thought that anyone that used this was very foolish and that it is not what he intended the compound to be used for. That's enough for me. I don't know if it's enough for your council to decide what they need to decide.
Thank you. Thank you again for coming out tonight.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Dr. Scalzo.
Thank you.
Are there any other speakers on this topic?
Good evening. My name is Brian Hampton. I'm the director of the Sheriff's Department Crime Laboratory. I just want to briefly share some analytical information, shed some light on some of the analytical comments that were mentioned before. This package of Demon Incense Blend was actually a package that we analyzed in the crime lab today, and it contained two separate compounds. One that has been mentioned, actually both have been mentioned, JWH 018 as well as JWH 073. So there's an instance where it's not just one compound, but there's two involved in a product. We've also analyzed K2 Summit, which you saw image of before, and it only contained the 018 compound. So we are able to identify these compounds in these substances. The doctor is correct. There's a number of other substances in there, but specifically, and the majority of the products did contain these items. I don't have quantitative information or percent purity or anything like that, but we were able to clearly identify both of those substances in this package, as I mentioned, and JWH 018 in the K2 Summit package. I just thought that might be helpful, again, as you look at the specific compounds listed in the ordinance and moving forward on those. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other speakers on any topic? Seeing none, I close public comments. Next, we move on to the oral report by County Executive Steve Ailman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Could I have the two young ladies that spoke on the mental health issue earlier? I just have a proclamation I'd like to read with your permission.
Very good.
Whereas the month of March 2010 has been designated a National Development Disabilities Awareness Month in order to celebrate and recognize people with disabilities, and whereas disability is a natural part of the human experience and in no way diminishes the right of people with disabilities to make choices, contribute to society, and experience in full the many blessings of American society, and whereas family members, friends, and the community at large all play a role in supporting people with disabilities in their pursuit as they pursue their dreams, and whereas people with disabilities deserve to realize full access to housing, employment, and the recreational activities which help create productive and satisfying lives, and to live their lives as independently as possible, and whereas the citizens of St. Charles County seek to observe this month of awareness of the experience of persons with disabilities with appropriate programs and activities, now therefore I, Steve Ailman, County Executive, St. Charles County, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2010 as National Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. And I want to thank both of you for what you're attempting to do and all the effort that you're putting into this issue. Okay? Thank you.
You like to pose for a picture?
Mr. Chairman, on the